Hello, MotoAmerica fans. It's time for another episode of Off Track with Carruthers and Bice. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and you may even learn something from this unlikely pair and their special guest. The mic is yours, Paul and Sean.
Hello, MotoAmerica fans, and welcome to the latest edition of Off Track with Carruthers and Bice. This, I believe, is episode 202. And that's not just a coincidence. That was planned because 202, we have number 2 here with us, Mr. Josh Herrin, who just clinched last week, the MotoAmerica Supersport Championship aboard his Warhorse HSBK Racing Ducati NYC Panigale V2. Josh, it's great to have you on. Josh's last name, by the way, is Herrin, and we're going to be talking about hair off today, as well as talking to Mr. Herrin. Now,
we could also be talking about hair. We could get it from Tucker and put hair in your mouth.
I might cough about that, but let's see. But anyway, so my point in this is support for MotoAmerica Off Track with Carruthers and Bice is brought to you by MANSCAPED, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. That's the hair off part. MANSCAPED offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Notice the rhyme there.
Wait, you shave your family's nuts?
I haven't yet, but now that we've got this MANSCAPED thing going, I am going to be smoother than baby's behind. Smoother than Griffin's behind. Put it that way. That's his baby boy, though, by the way. So MANSCAPED recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package. We're all about performance in racing. Josh certainly is. So join over 5 million men worldwide who trust MANSCAPED with this exclusive offer. You get 20% off and free worldwide shipping because we know people around the world watch this podcast. All you have to do is use the code OFFTRACK, all one word, all caps, and you get 20% off. Go to manscaped.com and put in that code, and you get that 20% off to get the performance package. And it has the lawnmower in it. It has the weed whacker. It has some lotions and things to kind of get your skin just right.
Butt plugs?
I don't know, I'm not sure about that, but that's a different package. But it is for your package. But you can use it for a lot of things. I don't think you just have to shave below the waist, even though that's what they say.
I shave below the waist and then I shave my face.
That's awesome.
Without wiping it off.
No.
Yeah. Right on.
So have you ever used the MANSCAPED, the lawnmower?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a 4.0.
Have you ever used
Bought it from
it on
Target.
yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. How is it hard to do it on yourself?
No.
Why would it be hard?
I just use a mirror.
Aiming it at yourself. Have you ever MANSCAPED anybody else?
No. Have you?
I have not. But,
He's never done it at all.
yeah, I've not done it at all. But yeah, is there anybody you might think that you might want to try it with?
You want to do it yourself.
Why are you making this so cheesy? We know we're going to do it to Tucker. Why don't you just...
I'm trying to cue the man to come in. You're supposed to say, "Let's get the camera."
Will he lay on this table?
Well,
Let's try
Let's try that.
Yeah, let's try it.
No, lay back right here so we can do some artistry.
All right. MANSCAPED.
It's this
So
table.
Then you got to stay here, Sean.
I'm just standing up for a minute. 'Cause I don't know if I have to support the
Tucker's
table.
a big man. Yeah.
Tucker,
some body shots too, or what?
Tucker, by the way, offensive
You ready?
lineman for Utah a few years
You ready?
ago.
You remember what a number 1 looks like?
Yeah.
Look at that hair come off. That is beautiful. Josh Herrin is a hair artist.
Not exactly a 1, but
It's not bad.
So did you see what it is?
yes, I see what
I
it
do
is.
see.
It's what usually gets manscaped.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
That's for your OnlyFans.
It's a twig and berries, I think.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at
Blow it
that.
up.
You can make a wig.
It fits right into his beard.
Get that away. Okay, thank you.
All right, so that's how you do it. If you take care of somebody else, you take care of yourself. That's how it's done.
Gross. Get this out of here.
I don't think we can, but anyway. Tucker's hair would all come off in a nice Somebody.
All right. Do we want to talk about the championship?
Yeah. So we know that we got that out of the way. Let's talk about this championship.
Now that we know the product works and works well.
Yeah,
I mean,
it works really well. Push the button and turn it on.
Need a chainsaw over there.
So Josh, this is a big deal for Ducati and for you.
Yeah.
But certainly it's a big deal for Ducati. I mean, to win that championship for them, I know it's huge for them. And you now will be going into Barber. You've got that sort of pressure, the monkey off your back. Were you wanted to clinch it early, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I was so nervous. I've been in this situation luckily 2 other times, but I don't remember it being as my stomach was just going nuts. I couldn't eat today and I was super nervous about the whole day. So I just wanted to get it over with so I can, relax for the last 3 races. There's a chance that we might be racing the Superbike at Barber. So I just wanted to make sure I had it done before then, because I'm going to have to do double duty that weekend if I do race it. And, I didn't want to have to be stressing about the championship while we were doing that. So I'm very excited to get it done here, especially because Griffin's birthday was the Wednesday before New Jersey, so he turned 1 right before, and it just made it even more special. So Faraci told me that the last time Ducati won a title in America, I think AMA, MotoAmerica was 94, and that was with Faraci back then.
Troy Corsi.
Yeah,
Right.
So to do it, however, whatever, 28 years later with Faraci still.
It's pretty awesome.
It was very cute when he was actually crying when he lifted his glasses off and he was crying. I was actually worried because he was so emotional. I'm like, I don't want to drop dead in the winner's circle. So
we've become really close this year, and Griffin and Rachel help because if you know Faraci, he likes pretty women. So he loves Rachel and he loves being around Griffin, and he's like a grandpa to Griffin, it seems like now, and I think it's a really special moment for me, but to be able to share it with him was awesome. He did tear up, and it was neat. I wasn't expecting that.
No, I wasn't either. It kind of shocked me, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about doing Superbike and Super Sport at the same race.
Yeah.
Now I know your training regimen, and I'm a little worried. You probably got arm pump shaving Tucker's stomach.
I don't get arm pump anymore, but yeah, I don't know how it's gonna be. I rode that bike at Pittsburgh for a test, and I know that when I first rode it, all I could think was how surprised I was at how easy it was to ride, which I was probably 3 seconds off the pace because I was, we were basically just shaking it down for Petrucci because he wasn't there. But it was fairly easy to ride compared to other Superbikes I've ridden. So that's something I'm excited about. But I think Ducati doesn't want to just have zeros, for Barber and Supersport. They want to race. And I want to race the V2 there. If I get the chance to race Superbike, I would be bummed if I didn't race the Supersport bike, but at the same time, I want to focus on the Superbike. So I need to talk to him and figure out what's going on for sure. But it'll be a lot for me to handle. I know that. Now you have a second year on your deal. Yeah. Is that to race Supersport, or you don't know? It's just a second year. My contract with them was to race Superbike if I won the championship this year. But I've really enjoyed this bike, and as I've said before, I love this class. I love Supersport. It's just a fun class to me. It same reason why I like riding my 160 Ovale versus the 190, because it's so much less powerful that you can concentrate on just riding and not so much on everything going on with the bike. That's kind of how the Supersport class is to me. I can just focus on doing fun stuff, right? Like wheeling the bike, sliding the bike, and just enjoying myself while I'm racing. Where the Superbike, you have so much going on that it's so stressful. All the data and electronics, right, and all that stuff. Yeah, and you guys have been around me for a long time. I've tried being that guy that looks at data and is super serious, but it just doesn't work. And it's taken me 17 years to figure out, kind of the key to success for me, but it's just having fun. It doesn't matter, I just have to be having fun. And on a Superbike, it's hard to have fun because it's a lot of work, and it's not a whole lot of play. So,
when you're talking about the V2 versus the V4R, rather than ask what's different about it, what does anything feel the same to you? Does it feel like they're both Ducatis?
That's a hard question. Like I got very little laps on it, but I have rode the stock V4 quite a bit. I would say, it's weird for me. It's just totally different bikes. It's a twin, so
right.
There's certain characteristics about it that are similar, that stand out versus riding, say, Yamaha or something. But there's so much different that's a hard question to really answer, right? And I'm not a very technical rider. I just ride. I'm like a Cole Trickle. I don't really know much about the bikes. I just ride it.
Kind of what I meant, what it kind of felt like, and it's interesting. It's even hard for you to describe, but the idea that you're saying it really isn't that much like it. I mean,
the V4 is insanely fast. I know that. Like the stock bike that I ride, I'm like, it takes me a few laps to like really like get used to how fast for a stock bike that thing is. It's a rocket ship. It's the first time I rode the super bike, it was easy to ride. Like electronics helped a lot, but the way that the power hits is crazy. Like to manage that and be really good at being smooth on the throttle, because it's kind of like a light switch. It's like very luggy kind of, and then just opens up and just is an animal. So it's the V2, especially with how we've detuned it for this class, I don't get to experience the V2 how it really should be. The thing is still great. I love the bike, but whenever we like got to ride a stock one every now and then, it's fun, like just opening the thing up. So
well, is that frustrating for you? Because Super Sport Next Generation, I mean, we know what they've done with that bike. There's things they've done with the throttle or whatever. We don't have to get technical about it, but the bike isn't racing. You're not riding it at the full potential of the bike. I'm not saying your full potential as a rider, but the bike.
I mean,
out of it because you can't.
I would love to see what the thing will do, like uncorked. But we probably won't get the opportunity to do that unless we just do it at a test somewhere. But it's I still enjoy riding the bike a ton, and the class I feel like was pretty even and fun this year. So, I'd be curious to see, like Sean Dillon Kelly was supposed to come and race at Laguna, was a rumor I heard, and I was curious to see how fast he would go on the 750. But until that happens, we won't know. Somebody that's previously been on, going fast on those bikes to come back and ride a 750. But yeah.
So Paul, I got to ask this one. At New Jersey, I saw an actual entry list for Superbike, and it said number 2 Josh Herrin on it. So I sprung into action, went and talked to you. I even heard that you were entered. Okay, you told me to talk to Bobby Scheck, the owner of HSBK Racing, and one of the principals of the team. Bobby didn't really give me much of an answer. I did a story on it, and I don't want people to think that I was chasing something that wasn't true. So, I mean, was there some truth or fact in that? Was that a possibility?
I don't know if it was. We were on the entry list. I don't know. I don't know if Bobby was originally thinking about it or not. I knew it was a possibility, but I didn't ask anything. If I need to ride it when I get here, I ride it. But I really didn't know much more than that. Rachel does does all that stuff for Bobby. So she's the one that entered me for it. But
I heard that. So I'm glad you're mentioning this. It was your wife that actually entered you to race in this though.
Yeah.
So there was some reality based in that.
Yeah, there was. But I don't think Bobby realized that we would have had to qualify to do it. I think he had thought, you win the title on Saturday and then race it on Sunday, but we would have had to qualify. But there was a whole lot of other moving pieces, right? But I think it's been a plan that once we wrap it up, that we'd like to get on it since the beginning of the year. So I think Barber's more realistic goal for that to happen, but I don't know if it will for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I know that you know how gullible I am, and I can get catfished easy, but I wanted to let people know there was some legitimacy in that whole thing. So,
I mean, I wouldn't say it was breaking news though. I saw some of those comments. I kind of agree with those ones.
I get a little excited about it. I just get excited when I write something about you. That's what it's all about. Yeah, but I mean, that's cool to hear that. The next plan would be in this contract. There was a ramping up to Superbike, so. Yeah, we don't know yet, but the assumption or hope is that you would be in Superbike next year. So,
we've had this discussion a bunch of times, the team and I, and like I said, I enjoy racing super sport, and I've won the Super Stock Championship, the Superbike Championship, but I've never got to race with a number 1 plate. So that's a big goal of mine. I don't even have a photo of me on a bike with a number 1 on it. So that's going to be a big factor in my decision, is us getting to race it again. I think Ducati wants somebody competitive on it again, and nobody else could run the number 1 plate. So, it makes sense for me to be in that again, but I would just try to have another 2-year deal if that were the case, because I would love to get a crack at the Ducati and Superbike for sure. But I'd be happy either way. Whatever they want me to do, I'll do, because they are the ones writing my paycheck. So if they want me in that class, then I'll do that class.
Would the number 1 look anything like the one you manscaped into Tucker's?
I don't know if they'd let me run that one.
That would be cool. I'd get some.
Maybe if it was the size of Sean's, because then you wouldn't see it. But
it's a tiny number 1, I must say.
It's not big around, but boys, it's short.
Yeah, exactly. Earth of a tuna can, I think is what they say. So Josh, I mean, it's interesting because
by the way, you have a pretty thick hair. This was like one pass.
It was amazing.
That was like a bush hog. They should call it a bush hog, not a lawnmower.
It's really true. I mean, that did.
I was impressed with how clean that was.
Yeah. So, Josh, real quick about your championship. So, you won a super bike championship and a stock 1000 championship before you won a super sport championship.
Yeah, I never thought about it.
But you have now won a super sport championship, something that eluded you a while ago on a different brand. And, you came back and it's like you're still kind of young enough to do it. And you showed what you could do. I mean, you won a lot of races this year, so it's got to feel like a great accomplishment, even though it's a different sort of ladder than some people take.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, one super bike and then super stock and then 600, so it's going down. So maybe next year we'll do Twins Cup. I don't know. We actually talked about racing Twins Cup this weekend, because I think Bobby and Mazziato, they end up riding Mazda a different bike, and I was like, I'll ride the thing. Like, he was looking for somebody to ride. I was like, man,
yes,
I'll try it. Like I said earlier, if I'm racing for $10 or $5,000, whatever it is, like, to me, if I'm racing for money, that's like where I get my like adrenaline going. So it's fun for me, and I'd like to win another Superbike title. I don't think that's out of the question. I don't think Hayes started winning Superbike races till he was 34. 33, somewhere on there. So
do the math on it.
I mean, he's still beating me today in super sport. So it's a lot of people look at age like it's this, like you're done when you're in your mid 30s, but
Sean and I don't look at it.
But it's been awesome seeing him do that. And like I said, he didn't start winning Superbike races till he was at least in his early 30s, and he's a 5-time Superbike champion, 4-time Superbike champion. I mean, it's not out of the question that I'm definitely not done. So, I think I'm getting better with the more experience that I have.
Right.
And obviously last year didn't go great, but I know that I'm not done in Superbike. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the case, and I don't think it matters they're all tough classes to race in. Of course, you're racing with some younger riders in super sport, but you're still who you are. And speaking of the next round going into Barber's a pretty special track for you. I can remember you climbing the fence, throwing gloves. I mean, you really like to race there, right?
Yeah, I love Barber, especially on a super sport bike, just because it's smaller track. So it's, I think it favors to that size bike. I'm looking forward to it. I got a lot of friends and family that go out to that race, and just I've been racing there now for 17, 18 years. So it's a cool place. I love going there, and the mini cup will be there. So it'll be cool to see Jesse James and all those kids racing there. And just to be able to go and get this, the championship over with, and be able to go focus and just have fun and just try to win. I'm stoked about.
Well, I think that's all we got. I mean, we'll wish you luck for that last round of the season. Congratulations again on the championship. It's awesome, and can't wait to see what you're going to be doing next. So in terms of, using the Manscaper on other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget that 20% off code.
Yes.
I heard they're picking 2 lucky winners, and Sean come spend the night with you.
I would probably do that. I mean, especially 20% and me. I mean, how can you beat that? So let's wrap up. I mean, thank you, Josh, for being on. I just want to mention again, get 20% off and free shipping with the code OFFTRACK, all one word, all caps, at manscaped.com. And it's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and the code OFFTRACK. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Use the right tools on your tool.
Did you do that?
Was that yours?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a advertising copywriter. I don't get to do this too often anymore. So,
Wow.
yeah, thanks.
That's pretty good.
I'm impressed.
So thanks, guys. And I also want to mention, Barber, we're going to be at Barber for our final round, and look for us on MotoAmerica Live Plus, our streaming channel. We're going to be on FS2 and some of the other channels as well. We'll have a What to Watch come out, and tune into us for our Off Track with Crothers and Bice, now supported by MANSCAPED, and we're really happy to have them involved with us. So thanks, Josh.
No worries.
Thank you.